As a retired Major General with the United States Air Force, our next guest of more than 35 years of care, delivery, and administrative experience, including extensive time spent as command fighter pilot in F-4s and F-16s, chief flight surgeon, special assistant to the Commander-in-Chief of Staff, United States Africa Command. With his impressive military and medical history, it should be no surprise that as Humana's Vice President, Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Worthe Holt, is a driving force behind Humana's efforts to ensure America's veterans receive timely, high-quality health care they've deserved. Dr. Holt is responsible for Humana's corporate clinical strategy as well as the oversight and implementation of its bold gold community-based healthcare initiatives, providing his operational expertise to work nationally with clients and hospitals to support business development, clinical care, and trend management. Please give a warm welcome to retired Major General Dr. Worthe Holt. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I have to tell you that I'm extraordinarily honored to be with you here today and frankly a little overwhelmed. That was a hard act to follow, I might add. Now, as you heard, in fact, let's see if this little device here works. There we go, great. I am serving currently as Vice President and Deputy Chief Medical Officer with the health and well-being company Humana. But equally, if not more importantly, I am just so proud to be a veteran as a retired Major General with the Air Force. And you heard that I've been blessed with a number of opportunities throughout my career, including serving as a command fighter pilot, a chief flight surgeon, special assistant to the Commander and Chief of Staff for United States Africa Command. I want you to know that it's certainly been a fascinating career for me, and it's one that I never could have predicted. 38 years seems like 38 days to me now. And while I began in the pursuit of flying jets, my service, like yours I'm sure, evolved into one of profound patriotism and a commitment to values. My dedication to quality of life, a set of enduring principles of freedom, and compassionate service to others allowed me to combine my dual and sometimes conflicted careers in combat aviation and medicine with pride. During my time at AFRICOM, I was fortunate to participate in what became largely special operations and intelligence framed in the context of international aid, economic development, and health diplomacy. Providing leadership on the African continent and at headquarters in Stuttgart, Germany during the challenges of Ebola, food and water insecurity, inadequate infrastructure, and violent threats was a privilege for which I will be forever grateful. Now I'll just tell you that the slide there, that's the F-16, but for those of you who are somewhat younger in the audience, I'm very proud to say that I've got nearly 1,000 hours in the F-4 Phantom as well. Now, while my fellow airmen and officers all pursued different careers after our time in the service was over, I'm proud that the path I chose allows me to continue to help my fellow veterans, as Humana is a company committed to helping our servicemen and women. Humana demonstrates its commitment in a variety of ways, such as the Veterans Hiring Initiative, which was launched in August of 2011. While our goal was to hire 1,000 veterans and military spouses by the end of 2014, I'm proud to share that we quickly surpassed that and currently have more than 4,200 veterans and military spouses working at Humana offices across the country. As a result of Humana's commitment to hire, develop, and retain veterans, military spouses, and wounded warriors, we are proud to have been named a top 10 gold-level military-friendly employer by Victory Media 7 times. Humana is also one of the original corporate sponsors of the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for Veterans with Disabilities, an outstanding program administered through the Syracuse University Whitman School of Business. This program has graduated over 1,500 student veterans, 72% of whom started his or her own business, and 92% of which are still in business, generating $288 million in revenue. In addition, Humana is a longtime partner to the Department of Defense's TRICARE program and currently administers health benefits for more than 5.9 million active duty and retirees, as well as their families across 32 states. We're grateful for the opportunity to provide access to high-quality, innovative, and cost-effective health and well-being services to those who have served our nation and their families. And while we help veterans with their jobs and with their health care, we also wanted to do something to help our veterans in their homes. When we found out that 25% of our nation's total active duty and reserve personnel were seeking aid from food pantries, we knew something had to be done to combat this serious issue. No one should be food insecure, especially not our veterans and military families who sacrifice daily to protect our country. With 1 in every 4 servicemen or women struggling with food insecurity, defined as the lack of access to enough nutritionally adequate foods to live an active, healthy lifestyle, Humana set out to improve this societal problem. Of course, we knew that to be successful, we needed to enlist support from the organization that knows veterans best, the VFW. Humana also partnered with the national nonprofit Feeding America to help combat food insecurity, which can also contribute to poor health, lower productivity, and higher medical costs. Now, here are a few interesting facts to consider. 2/3 of Feeding America clients previously had to choose between food and medical care. Seniors who are food insecure have a 50% higher prevalence of diabetes and are 60% more likely to have congestive heart failure or a heart attack. Individuals who are food insecure have a 3 times greater incidence of depression and a decreased capacity to maintain independence. Health Affairs, a popular healthcare journal, notes a 27% increase in hospitalizations during the 4th week of the month for low blood sugar, as funds run out before replenishment at the 1st of the month. We found that 86% of individuals who screen positive for food insecurity will in fact accept a referral and meet with a representative of Feeding America, something extremely important for our physicians and their staffs to recognize. Now, I got to ask you, how many things a physician recommends are ever followed by 86% of individuals? You can see this is a tremendous opportunity and a great need that we stand ready to assist with. Leveraging Feeding America's network of more than 200 food banks and 60,000 food pantries and meal programs, together we are staging a series of events throughout the year that will drive food donations and elevate the issue of food insecurity. You may have seen our teams at Rolling Thunder in Washington, D.C. over Memorial Day weekend, as Humana was the official corporate sponsor honoring the 58,000 Vietnam veterans who paid the ultimate price and the almost 1,600 Vietnam servicemen still unaccounted for. At Rolling Thunder this year, Humana wanted to do its part to honor the dead while helping the living. Among the many initiatives at this annual event, we kicked off a food drive to raise 10,000 meals for DC area food banks. We encouraged the public and Rolling Thunder participants to drop off non-perishable foods at the tent or a local food bank. And in addition, people had the option to make a financial contribution, as every $1 donated to Feeding America provides 10 meals to people facing hunger. As of the last report, we raised 9,233 meals for the Virginia, D.C. area. And that's simply magnificent, as we were able to help so many people in need. Humana is also conducting food and fun drives at our company-sponsored Rock and Roll Marathon Series events across the country, with upcoming runs in Virginia Beach, Savannah, and San Antonio to help the food banks in each of these important markets. We've also executed a series of events here in Kansas City. Nearly 14% of area residents here face food insecurity. That's just unacceptable. Working with the VFW and 2 local food banks, Harvesters, the Community Food Network, and After the Harvest, we launched a collaborative campaign called Uniting to Combat Hunger that aims to provide 50,000 meals to local individuals in need with a special focus on veterans. Now, I'm proud to share that just last night, following the concert, we exceeded that goal through several initiatives, including a volunteer day in early June when employees from Humana and the VFW gleaned fresh produce and packed it for local food banks. Now, as you can see in these pictures, we had a tremendous turnout for the volunteer day as dozens of employees went to a local farm to pick fresh produce for residents in need. Community-wide food drives are also a way to get the public involved. More than 50 of the blue barrels pictured in the upper left have been located throughout the Kansas City community, making it easy for the public to donate non-perishable items at their convenience. And finally, we appreciate the support of convention goers who are donating canned goods this weekend, as those items will be distributed to Kansas City area food pantries. Now, our efforts do not stop here, as we will remain steadfast in our support of our nation's servicemen and women. Humana remains committed to combating food insecurity and other social determinants of health that can impact our communities, such as loneliness and social isolation. And we're doing this through our Bold Goal initiative, which aims to improve the health of communities across the country, including Kansas City, 20% by 2020. We're confident that by working together, we can help our neighbors and fellow veterans, as no one should be food insecure. I invite you to learn more about these efforts, as well as Humana's commitment to helping veterans achieve lifelong health and well-being by visiting our booths at the health fair and the main exhibit hall throughout the convention. Thank you so much for your time here today and for your service to our country. Again, it has been a tremendous privilege for me to join you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time at the convention and safe travels wherever they may take you. Thank you.